you have been convicted in federal court of a crime, no doubt you want to appeal your conviction. In this district, all appeals go to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans. Now, many people don't quite understand what an appeal is. An appeal is not a retrial, or it's not even, believe it or not, to determine guilt or innocence. It is a court comprised of 3 judge panels that are reviewing the trial court to see whether or not the defendant received a fair trial, or whether the judge made some serious error that deprived the defendant of a fair trial. Also, people do not understand oftentimes that an appeal does not deal with additional evidence. The appellate attorney is tied, his hands are tied with the record on appeal. The record on appeal is the trial transcripts as taken down by the court reporter and all exhibits that were introduced during the trial. And from that, the appellate attorney needs to craft legal arguments to show what serious errors the judge made that deprived the defendant of a fair trial. So hopefully the case can be reversed and either thrown out, or at a minimum that the defendant have the right to another trial. It is extremely important to get a lawyer experienced in handling federal appeals, because they oftentimes involve complex issues of law that must be thoroughly researched and then drafted into an appellate brief that is convincing to a 3-judge panel who quite candidly is predisposed to affirm the trial court judge and to convince them that the trial court judge made a serious error, either warranting the case be thrown out or that there be a new trial. If you have been convicted of a federal crime, it is important that you immediately get appellate counsel. The timetable is running. You only have 14 days from the date of judgment within which to file the appeal, and if it is not filed within that time limit, then your appeal is forever barred. And at that point, the appellate attorney needs to order the record on appeal, the transcripts, the exhibits, thoroughly review them, studying them to find any possible legal errors that were made, and then craft that into a convincing appellate brief to convince the judges to either throw out the case or to remand the case for a new trial. It's very important that you get an experienced appellate attorney, which is quite different from an experienced trial attorney. I have been handling federal criminal appeals for 32 years. The first 7 years as a federal prosecutor, and the last 25 years as a defense attorney. And I have been involved in numerous appeals before the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals as well as the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals.